What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Fallout video, and today I'm bringing you another mod review for Fallout 4, and today we're going to be doing on the PC version, which is kind of a change, but it's coming out on Xbox very soon, and that is the AK74M custom weapon mod. So if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, so the weapon that we're going to be taking a look at is the AK74M assault rifle for the PC, and this is by HyperX. And this mod adds in the AK74M, and it is a custom animation, custom sound, and also has a variable modification system. The AK74M is a standard variant that will be able to be crafted or bought from vendors. And it's also possible that just random enemies around the wasteland can actually drop them inside of their inventory, but that's just a random thing that can happen instead of just buying them from a vendor in Diamond City. The fastest way I found to get it, besides using console commands, is just going to Arturo in Diamond City and talking to him, and there he can actually buy one from his inventory for actually 200 bottle caps roughly, and it's super cheap considering how good of a weapon this is that can be modified throughout the game and things like that. So this one right here is going to be costing a total of 291 bottle caps, which is actually really cheap. I've had mods in the past where it's just an insane amount of bottle caps that you'll never really be able to afford if you're just starting the game, and the only way you'll ever be able to do it is actually either using glitches or console commands or mods or something like that. There are also two other variants of this weapon, which I will talk about in a little bit, but they're kind of harder to find and you can't really buy them from vendors. Upon receiving this weapon for the first time, I wanted to try it out and shoot a little bit to see how good the rate of fire is, and how the recoil is, and everything like that. And surprisingly, the recoil on this gun is actually amazing, and the fire rate is also very good as well. It reminds me of the splatter cannon that you can get in the Nuka World DLC, and it's pretty much based off that one, but I like this weapon better, honestly. It has less recoil, and it's just my favorite overall. This weapon actually has a ton of modifications that you can add to it at a weapons workbench, which we will go into in a little bit. But overall, this weapon is insane. It's so good, and it's not going to be like a copy and paste of previous weapons. He made all the sounds custom and the animations custom, so you're not going to find anything else like this inside of the game. Now for the other variant. The AKS74U is a special hidden weapon that can be found on the island where imported transported goods are stacked and waited to be collected, which is Spectacle Island. There is also the Frontlighter 404, which shines yellow and hardened in carbon. It is surrounded by a deadly glowing environment, locked behind a tough door, and is ready to be looted, which is the glowing sea. So you can find this in the glowing sea, probably somewhere in a bunker or in a chest somewhere that you can find. I actually haven't found this one yet, but I haven't really put in too much effort to actually find it, so if you guys find it, it's kind of nice. I'm not trying to like show you guys all of the mods, so you can kind of see for yourself how you like it and things like that, and it's a venture going and finding them. It's not just like it's located right outside Vault 111, you can get it right out of the game. It's kind of nice that you have to go and find it yourself. It's almost like a little quest line trying to find it. Now I kind of want to show you guys the actual specs of the weapon, and as the AK74M, not the actual other variants, but it does damage of 74, a fire rate of 113, a range of 203, accuracy of 78, weight of 12, which is actually really light, and a value of 202. And I want to show you guys in the future that the damage can actually be increased a ton if you go actually to the modifications part of it in a weapons workbench. So this weapon has a ton of modifications that you can actually use. It's probably one of the most I've ever seen for a mod. Now, once you take it to a weapons workbench, you can go ahead and modify it, and it's relatively cheap too, and there's many things you can put onto it. You can modify the receiver by putting on a armor piercing automatic receiver, a hardened automatic receiver, a hardened piercing auto receiver, and a powerful automatic receiver. And I stuck with the powerful automatic just because it's going to do the most damage. For some reason, when you try to upgrade the barrel, for some reason it only says standard barrel. I'm not sure if that's a glitch or if that's just something with the game. The magazine you can put on a plastic magazine, which is going to give you faster reload times, a medium magazine, which is going to give you more stocked magazine, and a double magazine, which is going to give you more rounds, and a large quad magazine, which is going to give you a ton of rounds, which I did that because I just want to have the most rounds possible. You can also put on different sights for the weapon. I like to keep on just the standard sights because the glow sights look a little bit wonky for it. I don't know why, they just look a little bit weird. The mini rail sights look good, the reflex sight look good, the Baraska sight looks good. They all look good except for like maybe the scope, just because it's an assault rifle and has just a really bad zoom. Not even necessarily bad, it's just too much zoom for an assault rifle, and it's just kind of too much. You can also upgrade the damage. I like to keep it at about 60% upgraded because if he goes full 100% extra damage, it just kills everything in one shot, even like Mirelurk Queens and everything like that. So if you don't want to make it super OP, I wouldn't do anything above 60. You can also upgrade the camos on it, which I like to keep on the normal because I like the normal AK look, but just for the video, I put on the peak material to upgrade it, and it looks pretty cool. Looks like a Call of Duty camo almost or something like that, something you could get from Nuka World as well. But like I was saying, I want to showcase some of the sights for you guys to see what they look like, because they're not actually the Fallout 4 sights. They're actually custom sights this guy added into the game. So the one I put on the Nebraska sight right here, which is basically a reflex sight, but it looks a little bit different than a reflex sight. It's got like a circle and a dot in the middle. It's like a combination between the two actual red dots that you can buy. That's a circle red dot and a normal dot red dot. Another one that I want to show you is actually the scope, and the scope I don't really mind all that much, but it's just super zoomed in, like I was saying. And also the mini rail sights basically like the standard sights, except you don't have as much field of view basically, and when you aim on the sights it kind of takes up too much space. I just don't think that gives it enough detail, honestly, whenever you're aiming. Like, so you can see here, like, you just don't really be able to see your target whenever you're aiming down your sights and shooting. And whenever I'm aiming down my sights, I want to have like a full view of the target. Whenever like something's being blocked by it, I just feel like I get lost sometimes into it, and I don't really like the way that looks. The reflex sights look pretty good. They look pretty similar to the Nebraska sight. Basically just a normal red dot sight without the actual dots in the middle. So it's going to just be like the standard little dot, not the like real little ring circle. But I feel like I like the Nebraska sight better just because the red dots, like I was saying, kind of take up too much space, like I was saying before. I'm not sure if you guys feel that same way, but whenever I'm aiming on weapons, I'd like to have like a really good view. I feel like it just takes up a lot more space than it needs to. The PSO-1 scope is like the really long range scope that I was talking about that kind of has too much range. It's not really necessary for this assault rifle unless it has like a 308 receiver, which you can't even put onto it. So unless you like seeing super long range with a like normal assault rifle, I don't know why you would really use this. Unless that is, of course, you want to actually turn this into a sniper rifle. I guess somehow you could actually turn up the damage to 150% or something like that, and just kind of use it as its semi-automatic, and you could kind of have it as a sniper rifle, which would be kind of cool. I'm not really sure how the other frontliner works, or if it's just another sniper rifle or an assault rifle or something like that. I haven't used the variant yet, so maybe if you can put a scope on that one, it'll be nice, but I don't know yet. If you guys have already used this mod or you're using it right now, make sure you tell me in the comments how the frontliner works. I haven't really watched any gameplay on it either. I plan to getting it through my playthrough right now, but overall, super good weapons. So that's pretty much all the gameplay I have for these weapons on the showcase I want to show you guys, but that doesn't necessarily mean the video's over. I have a few things I want to talk to you guys about before the video is actually over. So the first thing I want to ask you guys is, do you want to see more PC gameplay? I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know a lot of my subscribers have PS4s, which is kind of why I want to stick to that region of Fallout, but I also kind of want to branch out and kind of experience more, because the PS4 is super limited, unfortunately, for mods, and just the frame rate and Fallout is a lot for a PS4 to handle, and the frame rate is just awful and just constant crashing. But on PC, however, I can experience constant FPS, 60 FPS, I mean, also having super good graphics, way better than PS4. As you can see in the gameplay, it's way better than PS4's is. Not to mention just huge amounts of mods. There's also the Nexus mods that I want to get into eventually. There's just way more. It's just kind of sad how PS4 is so limited. I want to get into doing Nexus mods like I was saying, and if you guys want to see a tutorial on how to do Nexus mods, I could show you guys that. There's just so many new things. I kind of like MXR mods actually does a whole bunch of Nexus mods, which are just so much more, and there's a completely new thing to the game, which I haven't really tried, like I was saying, because I basically stick to PS4. And that's why I'm like, I just want to branch out my channel a little bit. I want to get some new videos in. I want to get some new games. I plan on uploading some Destiny 2. Tell me if you guys would watch that. Like whenever Destiny 2 comes out for PC, I plan on actually making videos for that. So would you guys watch Destiny 2? It's a new game. I never played the first one. I kind of want to just get into a new session. That doesn't mean I'm like done with Fallout 4 or anything like that. There's still going to be constant Fallout 4 videos. There's just going to be some Destiny 2 mixed in with that. Like I was saying 2 months ago, I wanted to make some changes to my channel, some upgrades, and some other things to do to it. And a lot of people look as changing is a bad thing a lot of times, but change doesn't always have to be like that. Also, change can be a really good thing, and I'm not saying like I'm like trying to change or do anything different from Fallout 4. I'm gonna be doing that like I was saying, but just some new games. Tell me guys if you like want a certain new game you want me to do, if there's any new games coming out. Like I could do some Call of Duty World War II. I'm not sure how that would go considering I started my channel doing that. I don't know. Call of Duty is just weird to me right now, so I'm not sure if I really want to make videos on that. But if you guys do want to see them, I might do a few just on zombies and things like that, or Destiny, or anything you want me to see. So plan on some new series, some new videos, and some new games to see in the future for you guys. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.